I'm alive. Hi, welcome to the last hour of live shopping here at Highlight Crafts on this very, very warm and sunny Tuesday. Are you sat in the garden? Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. I've just literally sat by the back door for 10 minutes and I can already feel my skin sizzling. I'm not the right colouring, am I, to go and sit in the sun at all. Anyway, welcome. We've got a fabulous team, all-girl team tonight. There's myself, you've got Becky on cameras. There she is. And we've got Hannah, crazy Hannah, in the corner that will no doubt just shout out random stuff or dance in her chair like she normally does.
I like that.
I know you do. You do like the jellyfish dancer, don't you, when you do that? Look, like that. I know, I can see you. So, live shopping, what's it all about? Well, this is really exciting. It's not a new concept, but it was certainly new to us a few months ago. I think we've been doing it about 10 months now. And it's social shopping. And it came about during lockdown when there was a lady in Denmark who had a sandwich shop. And of course, she was taking orders on Facebook and it was all getting very confused. So her son went and wrote her a piece of code that meant that people could shop while they watched, which made it easier. And then she told a friend who had a clothing shop and they did the same for her. It's amazing, isn't it, how these things just start. And COVID was horrendous, but there was one or two good things came out of it. So we've taken it on board here at Highlight Crafts. We're a small family business. We focus on craft, but we are expanding slightly outside of the craft arena as well, which is really exciting. So you can join us Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning till 2 p.m. Then we also do Monday to Friday, 8 till 2. Hang on, get this right. Monday to Thursday, 8 till 2 and 6 till 7 at night. That's the bit I missed out. Then on a Friday, we do 8 till 2 and we don't do the evening show on a Friday, but we are starting to put repeats out, which will be really exciting. So if you've missed anything, if you have to work for a living, I know, how rude is that, then you'll be able to catch up, which is great. Also on Saturday morning, we do 8 till 11 live. So you can join us on a Saturday morning and sit in bed with your cup of tea and your toast and you can watch us, which is great. And it's super easy to shop. So you can watch us on YouTube, so you can put us on your big TV now. You can also watch us on Facebook, Instagram and on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. If you want to shop on either of our social platforms, so Facebook or Instagram, I'm going to show you a product and that product will have a code. And all you're going to do is type shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video. That's going to put that product into a basket for you. Isn't that easy? So you don't need to miss a second of what we're doing. Then you're going to get a message from us to say thank you for your order. And in that message, there is also a link. So when you're ready to check out your baskets, you're going to click that link and that will take you to highlightcrafts.com. Please log into your account. If you haven't got one yet, open one. It's free. And it automatically makes you a member of Club Highlight, which means that you get straight away and on all your orders 5% discount, loyalty points that you can build up and spend on product or classes, and also on a basket spend over £35 free postage, which is brilliant. What Hannah's looking at something. For the iPad and the spin the wheel, Hannah, please. All the things. All the things. Completely random. If you want to shop with us on our website, highlightcrafts.com, you can do that as well. So it's super easy. Just put us on the live shopping page on Highlight Crafts, not liveshopping.vip, Highlight Crafts on the page where you watch us. And you can literally just add the products that you'd like to your basket. They're going to go into a little red shopping bag that's at the top of your screen, and when you're ready to check out, click on that basket and that will take you through checkout. She's now got all the things and she's happily dancing in like this. Can't just walk normally, can you? And then you wonder why the boys are like they are, right? Brilliant. Now, another thing that you can do, because we say you get your basket over £35 for free shipping, recently discovered a thing that you can do on our website. So if you're a club member and you go to the page where you watch us on live shopping on highlightcrafts.com, there's a button called schedule. If you click on that, there's another button called see today's offers. You can shop every offer in all the shows for that day and build a basket. How exciting is that? They've done what? Oh, don't change my layout. I don't know what I'm doing. Lincoln Neck. Oh, dear me. I don't know. Carol Lewis, I'm not going to read your message out because it's a little bit controversial. But yeah, you're right. Quite right. Evening, Avril. Evening, Becky. Michelle, Louise, Norma, Christine, Fran, Barbara, Jackie. Highlight Crafts. Oh, that's Hannah. Hands up who's sat in the garden. Maybe if they're in the garden they can't see us.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of live shopping.
Well, exactly. They've got to take us outside, haven't you? You've got to take us with you outside. What are you having for your dinner tonight? You're having, what we're having? Barbecued prawn skewers.
Yes.
Look at you. Barbecued prawn skewers.
Having rice.
Becky's having rice.
Something with rice. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
Rice
Not just rice. Not just rice. Thank you to all of you joining me tonight. I know it's beautiful out there and a lot of you sat outside in the sunshine. But for those of you that have missed the shows today, oh my word, what shows we've had today with the ScanNCut. So I'm going to do quite a bit of talking to you in a minute. So I'm going to sit down. I have to have a cushion so I can actually reach the counter. Otherwise I'm too little. Watch. Look. So I have to have a cushion so I can actually reach you. So we did a thing. I've been talking to Brother, and I've worked with Brother now for probably the best part of 10 years since the ScanNCut came out. And I've got a really good working relationship with them. So I rang them last week, well, I emailed them last week, and I said, right, what's the chance of doing the Tattered Lace machine, the SDX Tattered Lace, under £300? They went, absolutely none. I was like, okay, fine. So I held my nerve and I stepped back. I went, okay, thanks. Anyway, yesterday they came back to us and went, do you know what? Try it. So that's what we've done. I know, right? So SDX, so full auto blade connectivity, Wi-Fi enabled, so you can send things from your machine to canvas and back. Comes with 2 mats, 2 standard mats, correct electrics, obviously for this country. Comes with your stylus and your spatula and your regular auto blade with the housing. So everything that you need to get started. On top of that, inside the machine's memory, there are 682 images, icons, shapes and phrases that you can resize a minimum of 200 different sizes, okay? Then you've also got 100 quilt blocks. So if you're a quilter, this machine is brilliant. If you are buying this for fabric, I would suggest that you take part of the saving that we're giving you today, which is a lot, and put it towards the fabric blade and housing, because the fabric blade is absolutely phenomenal. I'm not talking about the rotary blade, I'm talking about the regular fabric blade. It's brilliant. So good that when you cut fabric, people don't think it's cut because you can't actually see where it's cut. It's absolutely fabulous. And then you're also going to get 7 full fonts, so uppercase, lowercase, numbers and punctuation. So personalisation, absolutely covered in this. Now normally this machine is £399. We've dropped it to £299. Now because it's the Tattered Lace SDX, you can also access 90 Tattered Lace designs through the Artspira app, which is Brother's latest app. Now there is a subscription, but it doesn't apply to the Tattered Lace design. So you can download those or send them to your machine from Artspira as and when you want to use them. Hannah, can we put the link, the video that you did on our socials, please? Or in the chat, that would be brilliant. And then you'll see exactly how to do that. So 682 a standard, plus another 90, plus your 100 quilt blocks, plus your 7 fonts. £299. Now, we have something here, as you will have heard me talk about in the intro, called Club Highlight. And when you first join us, the first tier, you get 5% discount. As you spend more money with us, those tiers change. So once you spend a certain amount, you'll go to the next tier and then the next tier. And the further up you go, the more discount you get. And it's just to say thank you for being, loyal and shopping with us. So if you take off 5%, you're down to £284.05 for an SDX, which is amazing. I mean, £299 is amazing. Then we also give you points. So we have a loyalty scheme whereby every pound you spend, you get X amount of points, and that builds up. and we credit that back to your account. So it takes a couple of weeks to get them put on your account, but then you could be buying your card stock, you could put it towards a USB if that's what you wanted to do, or anything else. It doesn't have to be ScanNCut related just because you bought the ScanNCut. So you take the value of the points off after the discount, you're back to £269.85. Now, a few weeks ago, we launched clubs. So I launched a ScanNCut club, Stephanie launched a Paint and Perfection club, David launched a Cadence club, and Diane launched a Minecraft Studio club. And it's $29.99 for 3 classes, so for 3 months. So once a month, you're going to get a downloadable class that you can keep on your account and watch over and over and over again. It's pre-recorded. In fact, I'm recording it tomorrow. I've just finished the next project. And that will, you'll be able to watch that over and over and over again. You also get download of SVG files. Okay, so you get files that you're going to work with within that class. Then you also get access to a closed Facebook group where you're invited to join, and you can come in and you can share all your makes and your inspiration and your homework, etc. And then also you get access to an email address, which I'll go in and have a look at the emails and collate them and go, right, this is what we're going to do in this class. So we're almost bespoking the classes to you. So that is worth $29.99 over the 3 months. So what we've decided to do, because the deal isn't good enough, go figure, is we're going to give you that 3 months club membership as well, which is worth $29.99. So you knock that off the price and you're down to £239.86 for a ScanNCut SDX, which is absolutely mad, right? So if you fancy it, if you're in the market for it, so I think there's different people. First of all, there'll be somebody who's never had a ScanNCut before and have been saving up for one. Maybe now's the time that you do that. Secondly, there'll be people who are buying a second one because they're making a business out of it and they're making and selling, which is brilliant. And then there'll be the people that want to upgrade from the CM machine and have that auto blade technology. So what the auto blade means is you don't need to set the pressures and the blade depths. The machine will automatically do that for you. And there are different machines out there that claim they have an auto blade. Actually, what it is a drop-down menu. So it drops down, it'll say lightweight paper, medium weight paper, heavyweight card. I don't know what that means. So what you're going to do is get this machine and it's going to go along and it's going to look at the material. It literally looks at it. Then it comes onto the material, puts the blade down and has a look at that, and then it adjusts itself automatically, which is absolutely phenomenal. And it doesn't matter what you put on it. The only thing it really doesn't like is balsa wood, because it splinters. Please don't put balsa wood through your machine. MDF, the obvious stuff like acrylic, things that are obviously not going to cut on something like the ScanNCut, anything that cuts on a laser. But it is an absolutely phenomenal piece of kit. Now, it's the only machine on the market that I know of under the brand of ScanNCut that has a scanner built in. And on Saturday, we launched the latest offerings from Sospeso Trasparente, which are these beautiful flowers that you can see here, that you cut out from a film and you heat them and mould them. And it's super, super easy to do. And we got asked a lot about, can we use the ScanNCut to cut them out? So I promised that in every show that we did today, I would do a video. So no matter what time you were watching it, you would see that video. So we'll do that again as we come along. Now, if we didn't have a scanner in there, you couldn't do that. And I was the first person to go, I don't understand why I need a scanner. Is it not just a bit of a gimmick? Absolutely not. I wouldn't buy a machine now that didn't have a scanner in it, because it's so invaluable. It's just fabulous, especially when you're doing things like reflections. We're going to use it with, you know, you can scan your artwork into there, all sorts of different things. You can scan your stamps in, it will cut them out. As long as it's got a shape or a continual line around the outside edge, it will find it. It's brilliant. Now, any scanner works on contrast, so I'm going to show you how to do the Sospeso Trasparente. I showed you earlier, we'll show you again in this hour. But that is a phenomenal deal. Now, we've had a few people today question why, when they bought the sublimation printer or they bought the ScanNCut, it's now coming up cheaper when they put it into the basket. That's because when you get into the first two, when you get up to, is it £500, Hannah?
I think so.
that you spend with us. It's something like that. You then go up to the next level. So what's happened is you bought this or you bought your printer and you've gone to that next level. So when you come back and shop with us again, you'll get that 10% discount, which is really cool, isn't it? So everyone's like, why is it cheaper now? Well, that's because we're good here. And our customer service is absolutely phenomenal. So that's why. Now then, for those of you that are sitting there going, well, I've just bought the club. That was a waste of money. Absolutely not. So what we're going to do for you, you have a choice. If you're going to buy this today, you can either have the next 3 months of the club. So you can either have this first 3 months if you're brand new and you haven't got the club, if this is your first ScanNCut. Or if you've already got a CM and you're upgrading, you can have the next 3 months if you're already part of the club. Or you can go onto our website and choose £30 worth of downloads and we won't charge you for them. So either way, you're going to get a deal. We didn't want anybody missing out on that deal just because you've already bought into the club, because that's not fair. So that's what we're doing. Now, we also have another deal for you. So I told you I was going to have a lot of words to tell you tonight. A few months ago, well, a few years ago now, how long is it since we did the Tattered Lace magazine, Becky?
Since we started it, or
Since we finished it?
It was the year I came back after Charlie, so we did it through 2022, and then it finished.
Right, so about 3 years ago. We did a magazine called Tattered Lace. I'm sure most of you know about it. And it was a fantastic magazine, and you got a free die and embossing folder on the front, and you got extra dies throughout the year. And 1 year we did, well, 2 years. For 2 years, we did it as a digital subscription. So you don't get the physical copy or the physical dies, but what you do get is the magazine that you can flick through. You also got video tutorials as well as written and photographic step-by-steps. But the best thing was that most of the magazines had on average about 45 projects, didn't they, Becky, I think? 40 to 45. So I was a bit cheeky, surprise, surprise. And when we were talking about what we wanted it to look like, so if you got the physical magazine with the die and the embossing folder on the front, the first 7 projects in that magazine were based around that. So I pushed my luck, standard, and said, could we have every file for every project in all 24 issues? And Stephanie was like, have you any idea how much work that is? I was like, yep, but if I don't ask, I won't get. Anyway, she agreed it. So from the card base, sometimes the envelope, the card base, the mats and layers, all the printed artwork, any cutting files that were needed, any drawing files, anything that needed a stencil, there was a design done for that, or instead of the embossing folder, you cut out your mylar. So you can turn to any page in any of those magazines and make that project from start to finish. It's phenomenal. There's over 1,000 projects. It's absolutely extraordinary value for money. Now, we've had this deal sat on the website for a few months now, and yet today, because we brought this deal, everyone was like, well, I'd like the Tattered Lace one. Well, you can have it. So if you want the SDX Tattered Lace with the Tattered Lace magazine, all 24 issues, so you've got thousands and thousands of cutting files, it's Shop Magazine. No, it's not. It's Shop SDX, and it's £349. We can't do £299, less all your discounts plus that. Doesn't work. So what we've done is done this at £349 with all that content, which is amazing. So Shop SDX is going to get you that. If you just want the magazine by itself, the 2 years subscription and everything that comes with it, that is Shop Magazine, and it's £149. So we've got a deal for everybody, but never, ever, ever did I imagine we would be able to bring you a ScanNCut SDX under £300. Not only are we doing that, but by the time you've taken into consideration the club membership that you're getting, the discount that you're getting, the loyalty points that you're getting, we're actually under £240. Now, if that's not an incentive to buy one of these, I don't know what is. And for those of you that have bought it today, welcome to the Brother family. You're going to have a lovely journey and very, very creative. Right, I'm going to take you down the counter now. Let's take your iPad with me. See if we've got any questions. If any questions come through, will you let me know? Hi, what's the best mat for the vinyl, and is it the same as the heat transfer vinyl? Jeanette, I would use well, it depends on how sticky your mats are. So if I'm being really honest with you now, I buy low-tack mats now and I re-tack them. Because the standard mats are great, but they are sticky, and then they lose their stick, and then you re-tack them. I just buy low-tack mats and re-tack them to what I want it for. So I would probably do a low-tack mat, burnish it down well, and then it will be fine to cut out. So that's one question. Hannah's put in how to access the Tattered Lace designs from Art Spira, which is brilliant. Barbara B says, my ScanNCut has been my purpose for the past 4 years. Can't think how I got by without it. It's brilliant, isn't it? If you've had one, please put your testimonials in here because it's brilliant. Now, just to give you an idea of the other models that we do the 1200, which is normally $499. That has the bigger screen. It has 1,303 images pre-installed, 17 fonts and 100 quilt blocks. And we've also got the SDX 135, which has the bigger screen, but the less content. So it has 582 designs, 9 fonts, and 100 quilt blocks. I have to remember all these numbers. Don't know how I do that. I'm doing all right, aren't I? Carol Lewis. Have you bought a ScanNCut today, Carol Lewis? Have you? Yes, go on. I love that. Please can we have a link for the video on how to re-tack them out, please, Hannah? She's on it. Good girl. Right, let's have a look at some of this, shall we? Because these are absolutely beautiful. So this is a company that Stephanie and Diane found when they went to Frankfurt. I'm hoping I get to go to Frankfurt next year. Do you think if I'm really good, I'll...
You and I are not allowed to leave this building.
Says who?
Disease control?
Disease control? What are you talking about? Disease control?
Yeah.
What are you trying to say? Are you like contagious?
Sometimes.
Don't still like that.
I don't know.
Right. I don't know either. Right, so it's Italian company. The lady is called Monica Allegro, and she brings us this fabulous transparent sheet that has these images transferred onto them. And the idea is that you cut them out and then you heat them over a tea light very gently, and you use the tools and you mold them. And it's super, super, super cool. So these are the latest offering from her. So you've got the butterflies in here, which are absolutely exquisite. Look how beautiful this looks on that little trinket box. Isn't that lovely? And then you've got the little ones all the way around the outside edge. How pretty is that? You know, if you were going to give somebody some bath salts, something like that, wouldn't it be beautiful to put it in a little jar? Or you could make a candle in it. That'd be a good shout. David's got candles on tomorrow. Oh, we don't want to miss that show tomorrow. Don't want to miss that show. So you've got your butterflies in there. You've then got your iris, which is lovely. You're then going to get your passiflower, which are these. Quite funky those, aren't they? I love the blue in those. And then you also get your campanella, and these are stunning. Look at the detail on these dragonflies' wings. I mean, it's minute, but how fabulous are these? They're lovely, and you know what? You cannot do it wrong. Unless you set fire to it, which please don't set fire to it. We are all grown-ups, aren't we? I don't need to tell you that. So that's what you need. They are absolutely, you can literally heat it, do that with a tool, and it shaves. It's brilliant. So Shop Camp is going to get you those. Shop Nigella is going to get you these, and these are some of my favourite ones that she's done. Look how beautiful that is. That's your Nigella flower. You've got these wonderful stems with these buds. If you watch back Saturday's show, it was Saturday morning, 8 till 10, you'll see me shaping some of these and see actually how easy it is. Then you've got this one with your different iris, not iris, are the iris or orchids? Orchids, I'm going to say, I think. Yeah, orchid. So you've got your butterfly orchid, and look how fabulous these are. Now the ScanNCut will cut these out. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, because it's not just a case of scanning it in. Then you've also got your Easter party. Love this. I love these. Stephanie grew artichoke flowers. Do you remember last year?
Yes.
Those flowers were amazing, weren't they? Nothing I'd ever seen. They're incredible. And then you also get your mini flowers. Look at the little ladybugs on there. How gorgeous are they? So all of that lot, Shop Nigella, $34.99. So this is what they look like when you've moulded them. How pretty is that? Just a really inexpensive vase. Get to your local charity shop. Got loads of hot glue on there. Don't like that, stringy bits. Go to your local charity shop, find frames, find vases, find little knick-knack boxes, all that kind of thing. But how beautiful is that? That with a bouquet of flowers in. What a lovely gift. Right, now then, you can also make your own. I know, slightly different to the way that this is done, but you still get a really, really good result. So this set is going to give you the transparent sheets and the white sheets, and you get 4 of each. Okay, so 4 transparent, 4 white, and you also get, not that one, you get this one, the glue. Now you can use napkins on this, and you can also use rice paper. Stephanie said this morning you could use copier paper. I tried copier paper. I'm going to be really honest, I didn't get a good result. There's too much structure in it, and you don't really want structure with this. You want it to be able to mould and form. So I found that our rice paper is perfect for it. So all those Micro Studio files in that digital library that we've been building over the last few months, you're going to be able to bring those flower heads onto your Micro Studio page, print them off on rice paper, and then if you're working on the white sheet, it doesn't matter which way it goes around, put the glue on the sheet and then put the rice paper over the top. You only need a thin layer. Get your cut and use foam, put a strip of glue across here and then spread it down, and then when you think that you've got to the end of the glue and there's none left, pounce a sponge, because there'll be loads of glue. You'll get at least 1 sheet out of 1 line of glue. If you're going to work on the transparent ones, you're going to print your rice paper and then you're going to put it colour side down, so that when you turn the flowers over, you've got that shine, that gloss with that transparent film. So if you want that with the glue, it is shop film and it's $39.99. Now the other things I would absolutely recommend, and if you didn't need them I'd tell you, is this fabulous mat, which is just the right texture for burnishing into. It's super, super soft, but it's not flimsy. It holds its own. It's a really good quality mat. And you also get the 2 Sospeso Trasparente tools. Now she could have done 4, but she didn't. She's a crafter, and she's put 2 different size ball tools on the end of each one. And I love the fact that they're branded, and they're wood, because don't forget your film gets hot. And metal will conduct heat, and you don't want that. So those are your tools. So if you want those, shop emboss, $17.99. Right, I'm going to jump onto some cardstock now, Hannah, if that's all right. So I'm going to go bright first of all. Now I know we use 12 by 12 on our ScanNCut, but we can use any size up to that size, you know. It doesn't have to be 12 by 12. So I asked for this to be added. We've brought you this in 12 by 12 before, but we're bringing it you now in A4. So yellow, orange, green, red and turquoise. This is brilliant for your mats and layers. It cuts beautifully on your ScanNCut. It's about a 200 GSM, so it's lightweight enough for your mats and layers and certainly for cutting out of. It's $9.99 before your club discount, which is crazy. So Shop Bright is going to get you that. Now then, if you want 12 by 12, we've got Shop Dark at $27.99. Now you're going to get 50 sheets of this, so you've got 10 colours and you've got 5 of each. You've got a beautiful, beautiful purple. I mean, it's lovely. Then you've got a candy apple red, so like that toffee apple. And then you've got that really rich blue red, that deeper colour, richer colour. Then you've got your green in there, more like a bit like a Christmas green. You've got a deep, deep green, which is going to be fabulous for wreaths, etc. Then you've got your turquoise. You've got a lovely French navy. This colour is beautiful, and it's like a green grey. It's a really unusual colour, but it's lovely. Then you've also got your rich chocolate brown, and then you've also got your black. So 50 sheets, Shop Dark, $27.99. And the reason that we bring you this quality cardstock is because you've paid a decent amount of money for your ScanNCut. Even on today's deal, it's a considered purchase. However, treat it with the respect that it deserves and give it good quality cardstock. If you use white core card, it will blunt your blades faster. The last thing we want to do is have to keep replacing blades. Mine lasts me about 6 months, and I cut on my ScanNCut nearly every single day. If I'm in work, that machine's on. Today it hasn't stopped all day. I've been in here doing paper piercing for next week. I've been out there cutting, ready for the Scan and Cut Club. I've been doing all sorts today. So it really is worth buying the best quality paper. So you're going to get, in this one, your spring green, which is beautiful green. You've then got your sunshine yellow. You've got your pumpkin orange. You've got a lovely hot pink, but it's not luminous. It's a nice hot pink. Then you've got your purple. You've got your lilac in there, and then we go into these really soft, gentle tones. So a soft pink, a lovely baby blue, a lemon, and it is a very, very soft lemon, that, and then your white. That is Shop Light, $27.99. Now then, vinyl. Now, I have to tell you that, okay, so Sarah Jane is asking about the flowers. Are the flowers on PET sheets? It's something similar. It's not exactly that product. So what Monica's done is she has gone out there and found a film that just curls at the right temperature. Stephanie worked with the guys who used to do the old one. You'll have seen something like this before. And Stephanie worked with them, and then it all kind of fizzled out. But this is better. It's easier to mould. It's easier to cut. So yes, they are, and this isn't rice paper. These are clear sheets. This is what you put your rice paper onto, okay? That's the difference. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Let's spin the wheel. Hannah,
We have not got a spin the wheel in this one.
Have we not?
I can set one up if you would like.
Yes, please.
Can you give me a second? I'm just on comment.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
Might do.
All right.
All right.
I'll let you know when it's done.
Okay. So we'll be quick at the end. We'll have a quick one. Right, let's have a look at these vinyls now, because these are fabulous. These were new last week. They're 9 inches by 12 inches, 10 inches by 12 inches, sorry. And this is your Galaxy collection. Look how fabulous these are. Imagine these on the kids' water bottles, lunch boxes, mobile phone cases. Aren't they fabulous? I love this vinyl. Feels quite different to other vinyls because it's got the plastic backing. Don't mix it up with your heat transfer. It's not heat transfer vinyl. Or you'll end up with this iron that you need to put in the bin. Don't do that. So these are your colours that you're going to get in your Galaxy. So look at all these. Aren't these just fantastic? I think planets on the kids' ceilings would look really, really cool out of these. How fantastic are these? Or graffiti letters. You know the graffiti fonts that you can get? They'd look amazing out of this. Absolutely fabulous. So you're getting all of those. That is Shop Galaxy. $19.99, and I have to tell you, if you're buying a Scan and Cut today and you want to cut vinyl, you're buying the right machine, because it's absolutely phenomenal as a Scan and Cut with vinyl. You will need the vinyl auto blade, which is in the vinyl starter kit at some point. When you're ready to do that, then we'll have that for you. But what's amazing about it is it will cut tiny but incredibly accurate. It's amazing. Right, if you want the lighter ones, the Starlight, you've got these fabulous patterns in here. Absolutely gorgeous. I love these. They're really arty, aren't they? These would actually really be nice on some canvases as well. You know, these would be really, really, really cool. Or you could draw on the kids' hands like my mum used to do with me. Do you remember when she used to do that? Cut them all out and then cut your hand out and have your handprints. So all of those, Shop Starlight, $19.99. Now, if you want 12 by 12 vinyl, we have 30 12 by 12 sheets for you. Contents will vary slightly, but not massively, but you will absolutely get some matte, some glossy, and some speciality ones in here. So if you love your vinyl, if you love layering up, if you love personalisation, you're going to love this, because look at some of these speciality ones. How fabulous is that? They are. This vinyl is stunning, and it cuts, as I said, beautifully. Now, if you're upgrading from a CM machine, you could keep your CM blade and use it for your vinyl. Doesn't make it an auto blade, so you still have to do your settings, but it works really well on vinyl. Right, let's show you how this Sospeso works, shall we? Because I think it's important. I've done it in every show, I know, but I did promise that I would do that. Your code for spin the wheel, that's very fancy writing, Hannah.
That's how I write.
It's good job you're not on an A4 page though, isn't it?
Yeah.
How many pages have you done in your homework this week? 28,000, says Hannah, because there's one word on one page. But very pretty writing. Sunshine. I wonder why. It's too warm for me out there today. If I was at home now, I'd be sat inside with my feet in a box of ice. I'm not good at hot at all. Proper grumpy. Right, it's all right when you're on holiday, isn't it? And you're like by a pool and you can just dive in whenever you feel like it, but it's not good, no. Though we have had the back door open today, which has been lovely. Right, so a little bit of a process, I'm going to say, for this, because you can't just scan that in. Two reasons. First of all, you can't just put that on your sticky mat, burnish it down and scan it in, because it will take some of the detail away, and we don't want that. So we're going to use a scanning mat, and the scanning mat will be a one-off purchase. We've got it on the show. It's Shop Scan. It's £23.30. So any scanner, whether it's built into a machine or whether it's external, works on contrast. So this flower, it will be fine. But when you come to this flower here, and you can see there where that white bit almost blends into the background of that transparency, that's when it's going to become a problem. Now, somebody said yesterday, could you put it on black? You could, but when you get to that bit, it's not going to see the difference between that dark purple and the black. So it will ignore it and it'll start cutting around this bit. Okay, so we're going to do it in a two-step process. So first of all, we're going to scan this in, and we're going to do it in grayscale first and see what we get. And if it doesn't work well in grayscale, we're going to do it in colour, because you've got both options when you own an SDX. Well, actually, when you own any machine, because they did it as a free update for CM users years ago now. Now I've got to find my stylus again, haven't I? Here we go. I've got two. Look at that. I'm going to try and get hold of some of these, because apparently somebody made a mistake the other week when I went to Brother to learn the sketch and went, oh yeah, it's a spare part, we can get hold of them. I was like, can you now? Okay. Right, so we're going to scan, and we're going to scan to create cutting data. All right, so we're going to create a cutting file. So we're going to scan in first. I'll do it in grayscale first, so that, and then we'll do it in colour so you can see the difference. Now on this machine, you can use the 12 by 24 inch mats, but you can't scan them in. I can't remember the last time I scanned in a 12 by 24 inch mat, because you need that much space at the back and that much space at the front, and not many of us have got that. So you can see the 12 by 24 inch mat on the screen, you just fill it. It's simple. Right, so let's see what we get with this. So it's going to recognise that information now, and then we'll see what it's picked up and what it hasn't, and why it's picked it up and why it hasn't. Now you could go round the flowers that it doesn't find with like a grey ultrafine Sharpie, because you'd need something that works on the plastic. So we're going to try this. So we're going to click on that one, which will find the outside edge. Now you can see there it's found very little of that. So we're going to try it in colour. So let's try it in colour this time. So we're going to scan. We're going to scan to cut data. We're going to go into the colour scanner here, and we're going to press OK and start. And hopefully it will pick more up. Now it's prompting me to lift this lever at the side. Now this lever is only available on your SDX, and it lifts the back rollers, which means that you can then scan in thicker items. It also means that when the paper piercing tool is back in stock next week, you'll be able to use that, because you can't use it on a CM machine. It wasn't designed for that, and I was quite cross about that, but there was a reason. And the reason was because the mat on the piercing tool is quite thick. When it scans in, if you can't lift the back rollers, it hits the scanner at the back and it can damage it. So at least there was a good reason. But I did tell them off. Right, so we're going to press start. Now, scanning in colour takes a little bit longer, okay, because it's finding all the colours and it's almost piecing them all together to make the shape. So we'll see what we get this time. And I know it works because I cut them out. Cut them out last week, and we weren't sure whether we could do it or not, because this isn't our artwork, but because you're saving it as a file and there's nothing else really that you can do with it, it's not like a die cut, then it was good. So we're all good. Right, so it's going to recognise that. Now you'll see it will take longer to do this. So don't think if you're sitting there and going, oh, I'm not sure about that. It will work. You've just got to wait for it to recognise it. Right, while we're doing that, I just want to really quickly recap this deal for you because it's phenomenal. So today we have got the ScanNCut SDX Tattered Lace version. I've been asked quite a few times, is there an upgrade to this? Well, to be fair, all the SDXs are kind of much of a muchness. It depends. It's all about what's inside the machine's memory, content-wise, and what comes with it. So with this one, in fact, I'm just going to do this while I'm talking to you, so it's processing. Look how much more it's found in colour. Isn't that cool? So what we're going to do now is we're going to press OK. And we're going to process that information and save it into the machine's memory. Excuse me, I've got a proper tickle. Been talking a lot today. I've got my wicked. Can't imagine why David bought me that. Okay, maybe he was trying to tell me something. Right, so now we've got that. We're going to press home and OK, and we're going to retrieve that information from the machine's memory. We're going to scroll down to the bottom. There's our file that we've just saved. And now we're going to do a little bit of editing. So all these pieces down here, we're going to highlight one of them like that. And then we're going to edit. And we're going to multiple select part of the mat. Okay. We're going to drag over all those pieces that we want to keep right down to there. Then we're going to press OK. That's going to highlight all those pieces at the bottom. And we're going to put those in the bin. And then the only other ones we need to put in the bin is that one, because this is where your barcodes and your writing is, that one, and also that one. Right, so what we're now going to do is select all of these and group them together. So multiple select, everything on the mat, press OK, go back to editing the object and group. And I have to say, I did a class in Academy the other day, and this bit was the bit that threw everybody off. So when you're editing, it then says, what are you going to edit? And you want to edit the object. So don't forget that because this is what opens up all the rest of that screen then. Right, so phenomenal deal today, under £300 for an SDX Tattered Lace. Now I know it's got the smaller screen. A lot of us now are working in Canvas and sending the stuff to the machines, so it doesn't really matter. And I'll be really honest, I flip between this one and my SDX 1200. It doesn't even bother me, because it's not about that, it's about what you do on it, isn't it? And it's not difficult to see, but you make your choice. You choose the machine that works the best for you. So this time what I'm going to do, if I put this on here and burnish it down, I'm going to lose half of the images. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over, and I'm lining it up with these little dots that are on your grid. Okay, so I know that I've got it nice and straight, because straight's important. You don't want to have to start rotating files. You just want it to be done, and that's it, right? So let me just get this lined up properly, and I do take my time to do this. I make sure that it's done properly, and it doesn't matter if it's not bang on perfect, to be fair, because oh, I can't do that to Nancy. I did that last time. I can't do that. I have to use a different one because I can't do that to Nancy's face. So I'm going to burnish this down like so, and what we're going to do now is we're going to scan this in. But before we do that, because we've put this face down and yet we scanned it in the other way around, we have to flip this file so it mirror images. So we just flip. It's literally that simple. So that flower is going to come over here. So all you do is that, and it's flipped. Simple as that. There's nothing else to it. And it was interesting because all the ladies that came on the class at the weekend, some of them had used their ScanNCuts a little bit. Some of them had used it a couple of times. And some people really hadn't had it out of the box properly at all. And what was really interesting was that all of them went, okay, well, one lady in particular, Debbie, she sat there and she just went, I went, what? She went, I've had this sat in a box for 2 years. Why have I not got it out sooner? And I'm like, I can't answer that question. He said it's much easier than you think it's going to be. And all you need to do is learn the buttons. So, for example, the other day we had our washing machine broke. And we had to buy a new one. and it's all the different settings, and this does this and that does that. And I'm like, I said to Mick, what on earth is this? He said, just read the instructions, learn the buttons, Melanie. That's what you tell everybody else to do. I was like, all right. Think you're funny, don't you? You're not. So we're going to zoom in. We do love each other, really, but we do take the mickey out of each other a lot. Right, so I'm going to position this over there like so. So all I'm looking at now is that one flower. Not worried about the rest of it, because I know that if that one drops into place, all the rest will follow. They have to, because they're all on one sheet and they're all next to each other. So if I scroll down now using these arrows, you'll see that each one of those. Now, can you see there? So I'm going to nudge it up a little bit more, and I'm going to nudge it over one, okay? And then we're going to press OK, and OK again, and OK again, and please select and cut. Now, this is an auto blade. However, you also have the ability, I'm going to take that speed up to 9 because I wondered whether changing the cut speed would slow down the piercing tool, but it doesn't. So I was trying it out. Now, the cut amount normally is on auto. If we put this in on auto, it'll cut the whole thing twice. However, you can change that cut amount. So the cut amount is like how deep the blade is. So how far down that unit does the blade start before that pressure is put on top of it? A 0.5 mil will mean that it will cut this in one pass, which is what we want. So we're going to press OK. We're going to press start. And in less than 5 minutes, it will have cut all of those out. Now, while you're doing that, you've got your tea light here, and you're crafting all your other flowers. Yes, Hannah?
There are questions.
Questions? What are the questions? Have you started them?
I have started.
Oh, look at you. Would it be really helpful for us newbies is a cheat sheet of the symbols and what they mean? Do that, we can print off and stick by our machines. Do you know what, Becky? I'll do that for you. I've got a bit of time this week. Will you remind me? Write it down for me, Hannah, please. I will do that for you, and we'll put it out as a PDF. But that's what makes sense in my head. Might not be what makes sense in your head. That's another good thing about the club. And the club is $29.99 for 3 months, for 3 classes. It's £10 a class. And you get SVG files, which is crazy, and you get the education. And the reason that I say that is because the best way to learn that machine is to use it. And the most fun way to use it is to make something. So we've got a projects going on. Number 2 tomorrow, you're getting a beautiful flowers with a bird in, and you get a lovely doily shape. And we're going to show you lots of new stuff, which is exciting. What would you use a paper piercing tool for on the ScanNCut for? Well, it's dots, so it's tiny piercings, and you can, if you have a doily design, instead of it cutting it or drawing it or foiling it or embossing it, it can paper pierce it. It looks amazing. It really does look amazing. If you've never tried it before, watch us next Tuesday. Hopefully it will be back in. It's blinking brilliant. So in fact, I've got the tool here, look. This is one of the tools that comes with it. So it's different to the other ones. It's got a needle in it. So what Brother had to do was change the instruction that it gave the ScanNCut. So instead of doing that, where it goes down, rotates and meets itself, it now does that. So it pierces, and honestly, it looks beautiful. Hannah, on my desk, there's one done and it's cut out, and there's another one that's just square. Will you just grab them and bring them in? It'll swap me for a question I've just started. Okay. So is there any difference in this machine compared to the SDX Disney, please, Mel? Right, Susan. So the only difference is the screen is bigger on the Disney one. The Disney one, now I've got to remember this, haven't I? Because I can't remember how many images there are pre-installed. I think there's over 1,000 in the Disney. I can't remember because we haven't sold it for quite a long time. So the Disney one, can't remember how many shapes there were inside the machine's memory. Can you?
3.
That's the 1200 as 1300. It's basically the content in the memory. So in this box you get 2 mats, which I'm very impressed with. I think you get 2 in the Disney. I think you also get the pens and the pen holder in there. And you get the Disney designs, I think. So it's what you want content-wise. Now for me, if I was at home, what would I think about? Well, if I was watching something like this on a regular basis, we bring you loads of SVG files. So I'd sit there and I'd consider, right, do I need what's in the machine's memory, or can I add what I want to that because I can buy them as downloads? Secondly, I'd think about the screen size. Perfectly honestly, if you're happy with a small screen, that price is absolutely phenomenal. And what we're hearing from Brother now, especially with the Art Spirit app, is more and more and more people are working on a tablet or a laptop or a phone and sending it to their machine. But I love the fact that it's standalone. You don't need a computer with it, which I think is just brilliant. So I think you've just got to go and do your homework a little bit, see what's in the box, see what's included in the memory, and then make her consider purchase. Because the Disney one, I think, is $699 full price. So there's a massive price difference there between that one and that one, so you make a choice. But if you go on and just type in contents inbox, how many items, you'll find it out there. That's the only one I can't remember. Right, I will definitely do that list for you because everybody's asking for it. So we'll do. The sun is on my living room window in the afternoon. I have to close the curtains. It gets far too hot even in winter. I know, Karen, it's not good, is it? I'm not good. So paper piecing we've covered. What is the paper piecing tool? So this is the design that you're getting with your free class, with your class this month. Beautiful, isn't it? Now, obviously, we're going to use it as a cutting file. But look what it looks like paper pierced. Look at the outside edge. Now this I found a new use for stencil spray. A little bit of stencil spray on the back of your card before you stick it on your mat, because what happens with this, I found, is that as the needle goes in and pulls itself out, it wants to lift the card. Now this took about 40 minutes to do. Imagine doing that by hand. That would hurt. But look at the other side, because that is superb. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that amazing? Imagine that on parchment. I know, right? So that's what you can do with your paper piercing tool. It should be back in next Tuesday. I'll let you know if that's not the case, but as far as we know, it should be here by then. It's cleared customs, thank goodness. Right, let's go and have a look at this cutting now, and then we'll spin the wheel. So I'm going to unload this, and we're going to take this off. Ready? The most satisfying thing in craft. Are you ready? Look at that. Boom. All done. Look at that. Every single one of them cut out. Look how fabulous that is. Now that's probably just saved you the best part of an hour, right? So you know when you go in your craft room and you've only got a small amount of time. Now I want to show you this. Can you see how these are still joined together? That's because on this sheet they're very close together, and the ScanNCut can't see that distance clearly enough to know that it's 3 separate pieces. But all you're going to do is snip there, job done. Okay? It's not like sitting there and cutting them out for hours and hours and hours. So this is a game changer. Now, if you love your Sospeso Trasparente, that's how you do it. Okay? So yeah, the paper piercing should be back in next week. Fingers crossed. Okay? We're keeping everything crossed that it's back in. I've had it on order for so long because we got the first lot. Well, the first lot happened by accident because we ordered it. It's in our warehouse. I walked past it and went, "What's that?" Katie went, "It's a paper piercing tool." I'm like, "Why is it not on my show tonight?" Because it's just come in. I went, "Right, and?" And it sold out in like minutes. Yeah. So it will be back in, fingers crossed, next Tuesday. So if you want it, keep an eye out.
What is the price of the paper piercing?
I want to say it's 70. I'm going to I want to say $76.99. I'm going to err on the side of caution. You get this one and you get a 0.4 mil. And you get a card, an activation card. I'm sure it's 76 something.
Tune in and see.
Tune in and see.
And then
but you will also get your club discount and you'll get your points.
Yes.
And no postage.
Can you sew thread through the paper piercing?
Absolutely. If you've got a very fine needle, absolutely. Or you can take a very fine pen and make it look like you stitched through it. Just saying. Right, shall we spin the wheel? Have we got a winner, please? I haven't got a choice tonight. I've only got one.
The wheel.
I haven't. I've only got one.
Oh, no, there's no choice.
You have? Oh, no, there's no choice. Go on. Who's the winner, please?
Veronica Hamilton.
Veronica Hamilton. I think Veronica Hamilton won this morning.
I pressed the wrong one.
Of course you did. Sorry, Veronica. You did get one at 12 o'clock. She did, yes.
It's drawing.
It's drawing.
Drawing. Julia France.
Julia France. Right, let's see what you're going to win, Julia. It's 5 or now. Oh, it's not. Spin again. 250 points. Messages, please. Yes, messages, please. Help at Highlight Crafts. And we will get that sorted out for you. I want to say a massive thank you for joining me, because I know it's beautiful outside. So now you can go out with your glass of wine and your gin and tonic or your cup of tea and sit there and enjoy the sunshine. We will see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Don't be late. See you then. Bye.